Hey, and welcome back to Studio 6. Today we're going to be making the Queen of Hearts. So let's start with that materials list. And as always, you can find that on my Twitter feed. Well, let's get started. Our queen has red slippers, so we're going to start with a tiny tile. I'm going to change the green facing forward. Again, totally optional. And this will be 3 units wide, like most of the monkeys. We'll get a 1x1 wedge of walnut brown. This is a newer model for me. We're going to follow that up with another 1x1 wedge. So I'm still experimenting with dresses in alternative fashions for the monkeys. 1x1 wedge of lava red and another one facing in on top of the legs. Then we'll get a tiny floor and slide it in the middle. Gives us a nice A-line. And we'll follow it up with a, well, let's see here. Yeah, 1x2 wedge of lava. And we'll angle that forward. And that'll give us our classic monkey shape. Another 1x2. And then I like to slide in the monkey head. Now while I have a flat spot. There we go. And now we'll close in that gap with a 1x1 wedge of lava. Queen's body is complete. And let's put her arms on with a 1x2 wedge of walnut brown. Oh, she's in charge, so let's give her an imperious look. Put a staff in that arm, and then another 1x2 wedge of walnut as she points at whoever's offending her. And we'll take this tiny tile of walnut and put the base of her ears on. Follow it up with a tiny tile of elm. And then we'll put her face on. 1, 2, and that one glitched out. We'll have to compensate for that. It's too deep for the muzzle. And then one more for the top of the face. There we go. This will be one of her hands. We'll make that the one holding her staff. It's a little big for a scepter. All right, another tiny tile of lava. That on her head. And did want to kind of show that this is a frilly dress. So she's got some shoulder overlays. You need to just angle that in at the bottom of the head. She's got quite a crown because she's the queen. There's a tiny floor of gold. And then we've got 4 1x1 wedges of gold. You just slide it up and angle it out. Just spin it around, close it all in. And that will give her a nice tall crown so there's no mistaking who it is. There we go. And we'll cap that off with a tiny tile of red. You can certainly fill that gap in if you want, make it easier. But it should slide in nicely. I'll go over to my pegboard here and replace that missing tiny tile that poofed. the other hand on. Turn the grain forward. And now we're going to go with a sassy hairstyle. I've certainly been experimenting with hair in the monkeys. Make sure it seats down over the ear. It doesn't snap to that tile. And I think we're going to give the queen some nice pigtails. So that's a 1x1 wedge of walnut, and then we'll cap it with a 1x2 wedge of walnut facing down. Give her that sassy pigtail look. All right. Line up for her staff. Angle it for the hand she's got. This is quite tricky because I'm going to put a heart on top of her scepter here. And it is an odd, it's an even number of pieces, but the point makes it hard to line up. So I'm going to go on the outside of her hand with this heart. That's a 1x1 and another 1x1 wedge of lava. And then we'll grab a 1x2 and continue that heart angle. And you can go a little smaller than this, but it becomes quite an angular heart if you do. So this is about as small as you can go and still get some rounded edges. We'll grab a small floor of lava red, match the grain, because that's what I like to do. We'll fill that in. And then we'll cap it off with 4 1x1 wedges of lava red. We'll angle in. We'll put both of those up. And then we'll spin these two around the other way. There we go. Nice big heart. Well, I don't think that's going to line up with her hand. It's too far back. So we need to move that up one space. All right. I've gone ahead and moved the heart up 1 unit so it's exactly over her hand. And now we can do our wire work. Grab a regular wire and come down under it. And you'll be able to see where the dot flips back and forth on the point. I'm going to put it towards the back so it lines up with her hand better, and just try to kind of get it in the middle. And we can pull it down and turn so that we can see that it slides right into her hand. It's slightly angled, and that's okay. Still looks pretty good. So we'll go with that. All right, big heart scepter done. And all that's left, of course, is the tail. So I'll just grab a small floor placement block. Come in right at the top of that tiny floor. And we'll give her an overtail. There we go. We'll put this block back. And there we have it, the Queen of Hearts. Thank you for joining me in this series, and we'll see you again next time. Thank you so much.